What's up guys? This video is about using annotations. Now there are many ways that you can actually use annotations in your work. It could even be for written text, but for this video we'll be focusing on using them for images. So I'm going to run through a few different examples of how you can do that. But to start with, why are we actually going to need annotations in any of our work? Well, there's two main reasons if we break them down into just the simplest of things. The first one is to point out the important stuff. Now, there's lots of important things that are going to go on in our work, but we really want to highlight all those little details that we might otherwise have to write long pieces of words about. So that's what we're first going to aim for in this. And then the second reason is for you to highlight your learning. That's going to show whoever is reading or looking at your work that you actually understand what you're talking about. So how do we actually do it? Well, let's say that we're doing an assignment and we needed an image. In this case, we'll do it as a map. So you've got your map here of Australia, but it really doesn't tell you much. You've got a few things going on here, a few images of some key landmarks, but there's no text or labels to tell us where anything is. And we want to highlight some of those. So let's start with our favorite cities, Adelaide, Perth, and Sydney. Now, by putting these on in caption boxes or text boxes with the arrows pointing to it, what that's going to tell your reader is exactly what your assignment is going to be about. I now know if I look at it that it's going to be about Adelaide, Perth, and Sydney. You're probably not going to tell me about Brisbane or Melbourne in this case. Now that's a real simple way of doing it, but there's not a lot of information there. It's really no different to just using some labels here, here, and here. So how can we step this up? Well, we'll take that away and try a different option, and this one would be to actually use some solid text there. So firstly, we've got a bit of information about Adelaide and a couple of the pandas that live there. We've got information about Wave Rock just a couple of hours out of Perth, and a few of the key landmarks, some of the major ones in the country that are located in Sydney. Now that is going to tell me that this is what your assignment is about as well. It's going to focus in on those direct areas. Now that's three completely different examples, and you're probably going to keep it relevant to the stuff that you're actually talking about. But what annotations are doing is they're directing your attention straight to that particular spot. Your eyes are now going to focus here. Oh, what's going on there? And you're missing the fact that there's an emu in the middle of the country and there's a cat on top of a car, because that's not relevant to your assignment. So by pointing out these little things, maybe it's someone's frizzy hair, maybe it's Kylie Jenner's lips that you want to highlight, and those arrows with a small caption underneath them of text is going to point exactly what you want to out. So it's highlighting those key points. Let's look at a different example. In this case, we've got a photo. We've actually taken a photo of Wave Rock itself. Now, you might also keep some information about the image in your extended text, so what you're actually going to write some paragraphs about. But here, what we want to highlight is the actual shape of the rock. Notice that it is shaped like a wave. That's why this annotation here is perfect. It's pointing out to the shape itself, in fact twice, and it's giving you a bit of information about how it's got its name. The second part of it is pointing out to some of the color schemes and potentially even some of the fossilization of the rock. And what that's telling you is the cultural significance in this case to the Balladong people in Western Australia. Now, why that's important is because that might be a key area of your actual task. We can pretty much do this with any kind of image, a photograph, a drawing, a vector or a digital image. And like I said, you can do it on written text as well. But have a play around, do some text boxes and draw some arrows coming from them to really point out those key bits of information that are going to step up your work in a positive way. Good luck with it, have some fun. I'll see you in the next video.